Reality slips far away, fiction comes alive, we start to play. Hope is no more behind the closed door as we drift away from where we were before. Hope and hopelessness become one, it's all meaningless, we've already begun. Yup, we are all one and the same, never opposites, we play the same game. So I listen to the world and right from wrong, stay focused so I can stay strong. If you ever wonder why I'm trapped inside, it's probably just because I told a pack of lies. Maybe a dream, maybe it was pride, maybe for myself I often wonder why. Until our very last breath, we're running after life, trying to beat death.
Walking in line between hope and despair, running from the truth, but it's already here. Told so many lies, I don't know if they can find me. Only one life to live, so choose wisely. Heads or tails, they even know beside your horn. Doesn't really matter if it's on the same point. If you wanna achieve, you gotta believe the time right now. There's the door, is the key.
Chase the pain, don't let it fade away. There's a ray of hope beyond despair. Move on, look on the truth in this world.
Only one life to live, so choose wisely.
Let the world come, you should find a solution. Beat the twisted evil face. Just do it, go for it.
Danganronpa.
Sakura's dead? She's really dead?
I heard Hina talking, but my eyes stared steadily forward. I could only look on. It's Sakura's dead body.
We didn't make it in time. It's happened again.
Muttering to herself, Kyoko began to gently inspect Sakura's body. I wondered, was she confirming that Sakura really was dead? Checking for a pulse or a reaction?
I have to go get them. I have to go get the others.
On shaky legs, Hina left the rec room. And I... Why? Why did this have to happen? That's all I could say. I repeated it over and over again.
I need to examine Sakura's body.
I just stood there motionless behind her, while she checked Sakura's corpse. Time passed. While I stood there, unable to do a thing, time just passed. And after I don't know how long...
I got everyone.
What? Ogre?
Oh, so she's dead, huh?
Sakura's been killed. I see.
As soon as they arrived, Kyoko began.
You heard the announcement just now, right? So you know what this means.
Sakura was murdered, and by someone in this very room. Is that what you were going to say?
No. Whoever killed her. It's not just someone in this room. It was one of you, Hiro, Byakuya, Toko. One of you killed Sakura.
What? You're accusing us before we've even begun the investigation?
I don't need to investigate anything because you hated her. You hated the sight of her. One of you did it. I know it.
You know it? Jeez, I didn't know your power level will increase by that much just by getting mad.
What are you doing here?
Isn't it obvious? I'm here to hand out my little murder flyer. That's right, it's the next Monokuma file! And don't get so mad, Miss Asahina, or you're gonna ruin that lewd little face of yours. Now then, with that
Hold on. There's something I want to ask you.
Huh?
It was you, wasn't it? You killed Sakura.
Haha?
Sakura wanted to challenge the mastermind to a duel. Maybe you and her fought again. And then...
Then I kill her? Well, sorry, but not quite. Actually, not even close. That whole thing is totally irrelevant now. Sakura came to a most regrettable end without even getting the chance to finish things with me. Which, thank God for that. It saved me the trouble of having to go through with our little fight. Because even for someone like me, it would have been no mean feat to take down a behemoth like that. I gotta tell ya, I was actually pretty worried. I mean, she violated a rule by attacking me in the first place, but I wasn't able to punish her. So I don't know who it was, but whoever the black is this time, I owe you one.
You owe them one?
Whoopsie. Before you get all PC potty at me, you better figure out who did it first. Cause I mean, your lives are all on the line, right?
What the hell? He owes them one? I hate him! I hate this whole thing!
Well, I, for one, am glad that it was Sakura. She was working for the mastermind, after all.
How can you say that now?
Sorry, I don't have time for your petty squabbling. The next game has already begun. If you want to be angry at someone, be angry at whoever killed Sakura.
Right now, our top priority needs to be uncovering Sakura's killer. If we can't do that, we're all dead.
Then let's decide who will stand guard this time.
I'll do it.
Hina?
I'm okay. Just let me handle it. Besides, I want to be here with Sakura.
Okay, then Hina is guard number 1. But we need one more. Kyoko, that's you.
Me?
You're always a thorn in my side. This time, just stand by and watch quietly like a good little girl. Consider that an order.
An order?
Fine, I'll stay behind.
Then it's settled. Let's begin, shall we?
Hold on. Before that, there's something I want to say.
Which is...
Hiro, Byakuya, Toko. None of you are allowed to step foot in the crime scene.
What?
One of you killed Sakura. I won't let someone like that come anywhere near her.
Don't be stupid. Our lives are in just as much danger as yours. We have every right to investigate.
I don't care what you say. I'm not letting the one who killed Sakura anywhere near her. Even if it means I have to use force, you're not getting in here.
Well, it appears further discussion would just be a waste of time. How about a compromise? I won't ask you to let all of us in. Just let me.
What?
You don't really care, do you? You're both useless anyway.
Nope, don't really care. I'd rather spend my time coming up with another splendid fantasy involving Master anyway.
And you, Hiro, do you really object?
If you're gonna go that far, what could I do? I mean, I don't have anything to hide, so why should I care?
Then it's decided.
Nothing's decided!
I know how you feel, Hina, but you should agree to his request.
But...
We have to find out who killed Sakura. For those of us still alive, and to honor Sakura's memory.
Fine. I guess that's okay. But no matter what, Byakuya, you absolutely aren't allowed to touch her.
Naturally. Who would want to touch a filthy dead body?
That's enough fighting. We need to focus on the investigation from here on out. Everyone, keep this in mind. If we can't uncover Sakura's killer, all of us face execution.
Finding out who killed Sakura. It's not a matter of hoping we can do it. If we want to survive, we have to do it. It's a kind of hopeless hope. We have no choice but to just do it. I better check the Monokuma file before anything else. The victim was Sakura Ogami. The time of death is estimated to be around 12 noon. The body was discovered in the rec room, on the 3rd floor of the school. There's evidence of a strong blow to the victim's head. No other injuries were noted. However, it seems that at some point the victim suffered from violent vomiting of blood.
I think the case this time might be a challenge.
Why's that?
The only way into the rec room is the door we just came through. And that door has been jammed shut with the chair from inside the rec room. Which means the killer would have had to escape somehow after barring the door.
So if the door's locked from the inside, and there's no way in or out till we broke the window, there's like zero escape, right?
In other words, this is a classic locked room murder.
Locked room murder? I guess you might see this kind of thing a lot in mystery movies or books or whatever. But could it really happen in real life? And right before our very eyes like this?
Are you curious to hear more about what a locked room murder entails?
Sure, if you don't mind.
When you break down this kind of murder mystery, there are 4 basic types. The first type is when the locked room is created after the actual crime is committed. This simply means that the killer commits his crime, then through some special method seals the room. This mainly involves some sort of trick involving the locking of the room. Basic approaches include using a string or simple mechanism. There are a number of variations.
So for that, what we'd have to do is check the door to see if that's what it was, right?
The second type is when the locked room already exists before the crime is committed.
Oh?
Basically, the killer uses a special contraption or tool from outside to target the victim inside. You push a switch and it fires a handgun. You shoot an arrow through a gap in the door. Something like that. But in this case, that doesn't seem to fit. There are no guns or arrows in the school, and the door doesn't have any gap that would allow it.
Yeah, I think we can probably cross that one off the list.
The third type is when the killer stays in the room until it's opened up.
What do you mean by that?
They stay hidden, and when the door is opened, they use the confusion to blend in with the group. They pretend they showed up along with everyone else, and that's that.
That sounds like it could have been possible. Maybe.
And the fourth and final type is when it wasn't actually a locked room at all.
Not a locked room?
By that, I mean there actually is an alternate escape route somewhere within the room. You see this a lot in novels and things, but in reality, it's generally not possible.
Then you think we can cross that one off too?
I believe so, yes. So, when it comes to locked room mysteries, those are the basics.
So there are 4 possibilities. Then, Kyoko, which of these 4 choices seems the most likely in this case?
That's a good question. Answering that should be our primary focus during this trial. But right now, I can't really say.
I see. The way the killer set up the locked room. Until I figure that out, the truth behind Sakura's death will stay hidden. It's definitely a tough mystery. I need to concentrate and investigate as much as I can. For Sakura, if nothing else. This looks like some kind of wrapper.
Ah, that's...
Do you recognize it, Hina?
Well, yeah. I mean, I gave it to her. That's a candy wrapper. Sakura got super upset when she found out Genocide Jack had attacked me, right? So, after we left the nurse's office, I gave it to her. I thought it might help her calm down a little.
So you gave that candy to Sakura?
I found a big box of it in the warehouse. I really like them. Actually, as soon as we could get into the warehouse, I took the entire box back to my room. I made sure nobody else could get their hands on them.
You really like them that much?
But I wanted Sakura to get a chance to try one for herself. That's why I gave it to her. But now, they've lost all their flavor.
Hina. There are shards of glass scattered all around the chair Sakura was sitting on. The glass is all red, and these are the top and bottom sections of a bottle, right? So this must have originally been a bottle. Huh? There's something else on the ground near the glass. It's a figure. It fits in the palm of my hand. It's a Monokuma figure. There's a bloodstain in front of the magazine shelf. It must have come from Sakura, right? But that doesn't make sense. Why is it so far away from where she died? There's some kind of plastic container rolling around near the entrance to the room.
It looks like a protein drink, and it's empty.
Sakura must have drank it. Everyone knows how much she loved her protein. And she mentioned more than once how protein was good for all sorts of ailments.
I wouldn't take that to heart if I were you.
I know. But still, this protein can. It's got a label on it that says Chem A2. That reminds me. Sakura mentioned how the Chem Lab had all kinds of health stuff. So she must have gotten this from the Chem Lab.
But that's strange.
Uh-huh. What is?
You see what's scattered around the can?
Shards of light blue glass. They must be parts of the window I broke to get inside.
But they aren't just scattered around the can. They're also underneath it.
Why does that matter?
I can't say for sure yet, but you're probably going to want to take note of it. I feel like it'll become an important clue later on.
An important clue? I'm not sure I see how. Uh-huh. The locker's open. And they're on the inside. It's a handprint?
What's a handprint doing here?
It looks like someone touched the inside of the locker. And it left a handprint in all the dust.
It looks quite fresh, too. I'd say someone was hiding here in the locker, and they left behind a little something extra.
So then, Maybe the killer hid in here until the locked room was open. Don't you think? And during all the confusion, they popped out and joined the rest of the group.
Unfortunately, that's not a possibility.
Huh? Why not?
Think back. Before we opened the door, we looked inside the room, right?
Oh yeah, and the locker was already open at that point.
So there's no way someone could have hidden in there until after we opened the door.
Yeah, so then, what does this handprint mean? Sakura drew her last breath sitting slumped forward in this chair. There's obvious evidence of the blow to the head Sakura suffered. Normally, I wouldn't have any problem believing that that's what killed her. But according to the Monokuma file, she had also vomited blood. I can see a trace of blood on her lips for sure. So, what would have caused her to vomit blood? The Monokuma file specifically said she hadn't suffered any other injuries. Maybe her getting on the head somehow caused her to start vomiting blood?
Not a chance, Naegi.
Byakuya.
However, your eyes have landed on a most interesting location.
Interesting?
Yes, most interesting. Don't you agree?
No. I don't think I'd call it interesting. But it does make me wonder. The reason Sakura vomited blood absolutely has to be connected to why she died.
Now, wasn't that just a despairing decent video? If you like our content, be sure to drop a subscribe and click on the bell so you get notified when our next video comes out. If you want to watch even more despair, you can click on any of the videos beside me. I'll see you later!